just me right now. It's just me. It's Tuesday, so that means it's Japanese Knife 101. For the handful of you who are watching, and if you're new, we do, Kevin and I get together once a week, every Tuesday, and we help everybody out with any kind of knife, kitchen, cooking questions that you may or may not have. Lots of engagement is encouraged, but today is our show and tell, our knife kit show and tell episode. Kevin will be here in just a minute. I think he had to go to the bathroom. So I'll just jump in and just kind of go with I'll get all the housekeeping out of the way while he's getting settled into his chair. There he is. So he's here now. I was just saying hello, Kevin. All you missed out was the elevator music and me saying what Japanese Knife 101 was.
Oh, hey, how do you like my new sound?
That's good.
Does it sound good?
You do. Sounds like you're on radio. Look at your mic looks different than my mic.
Oh, it's because I got the good one. I got the fancy.
You got the fancy one, eh?
Mm.
I got this one. Mine's on a stand, though. Is yours on a stand?
I think mine's exactly the same, actually.
You just got the filter in front of it. Oh, yeah. How do I get one of those? I guess I just got to ask for one.
I don't know. I showed up at the studio today instead of going from home. That's it.
Nice.
This is a terrible beginning. You should tell people what we're doing here. What is this?
Well, I already did that. You missed that part.
Did I? Oh.
Yeah. So it's Japanese Knife 101. Kevin and I work at Knifewear. This is a series of Canadian stores specializing in Japanese kitchen knives.
Here, that's
the Ken of Inglewood sign.
There's the Knifewear logo.
Oh, living wage is always fresh.
There's a certain donut company that didn't like that I stole their logo and put living wages on there because they were rolling back their workers' rights. And so I made those. And then I got a letter that said I had to send a photo of all the smashed merchandise that I bought. And
you know what? You want to know a secret?
Yeah.
I have 6 of those stickers left.
Do you?
Yeah, I put them in a time capsule.
Some of the cups didn't get smashed, and
no.
I haven't seen a sticker in a while, but I'd like to make one again.
Well, we had a comment from our buddy Blank Blank. Says awesome show yesterday. But yesterday was Monday. We don't normally do a show on Monday. So what could he be talking about?
Oh, we did a TV show, didn't we?
We did.
We do a TV show now. It's called Sharp Knives Rock.
Yeah. Ooh. How would you describe that? If this is Knifewear's Ask Me Anything.
Well, Sharp Knives Rock.
What did we do yesterday?
It was more of a planned thing.
Yeah.
More of a planned thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's a TV show. We made a TV show. We liked it. 6s of people watched it. 6s, I say.
6s.
6.
Half dozens.
Half dozens.
Dozens of half dozens watched it.
Not dozens of half dozens. I don't think there was that many. Chris, we did a sharpening. I don't know what we're talking about today, but I do know. Maybe we should just talk about this. Somebody's asking if Mike's alive.
I spoke to him about a half hour ago.
It's important to point out that we had a sharpening competition. It was Mike versus me in the knife sharpening, and we Naoto Fujimoto.
Mm-hmm.
He's our resident knife expert sharpener, and he judged the competition. And instead of the winner getting a prize, the loser had to drink coffee made with the sharpening water. And luckily I won.
Yeah.
But if you go back to the judging, I would like to point out, if you go back to the judging part and you see my knife and Naoto's knife cut the tomato, they were dead even.
Mm-hmm.
His was better on the carrot. The look was similar, but his was better. But when he cut the phone book, he did the phone book page cut. And with my knife, he cut right through the whole thing down to the cutting board. And his only cut about 4 pages.
Mm.
So
what do you think that was?
I'm not convinced that Naoto would have won the sharpening competition if it was him and I.
Yeah. Huh.
But I think that's now Mike's. I think that's now Mike's origin story.
Yeah,
of how he
or at least
became
the origin,
Mike, because
or at least
he had
the
to drink that
origin
sharpening
story.
water, and I believe that he's got superpowers now. This chair has a knob underneath it that makes me shorter.
And you just found it.
Yeah, but it makes me recline back really far. I don't have a chair like this.
You're going to hit your head. I think that cup of coffee Mike drank yesterday is an instant kidney stone, to be honest.
They just regroup on you today.
Yeah. So, but today's show, Japanese Knife 101, is our weekly Ask Me Anything. I see a lot of familiar faces there. But today's customer show and tell. So people have been sending me emails throughout the week. I've got a bunch of people's photos of their collections, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. And we've also got a friend of mine, a chef here in Ottawa named Tarek. Tarek owns a restaurant called Gong Fu Bao. It's in Centertown. It used to be a food cart.
Is Tarek going to join us live?
He's supposed to. Yeah, I gave him all the information. So
I like that dude. He's a good man. And he was one of the first, if not maybe the first customer.
I believe he was the first customer.
On our first day of business in Ottawa.
Yeah.
So, you were there on the first day.
I was, but he was here before me.
I fixed your knife and sold you the knife.
That's right. I have that knife with me today.
Oh.
I brought some of my own knives. I brought some of my own collection.
Me too. Look at that.
But I brought some other weird things. I didn't just bring knives.
Oh, nice act, buddy.
Yeah.
Your picture of the ship is falling down.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like it.
Your studio is becoming worse. Jeevan's going to be upset. Oh, Chris Lord. You should know that Chris Armitage did not send me a message today about the show.
Oh, nice.
Because he usually sends me a letter that I'm not supposed to read. I think the last one said, "For your eyes only," or some such like that.
Yeah, I was getting in trouble.
Maybe it said the man with the golden finger. I don't know. But he said I wasn't supposed to read it on air, so I did. And it wasn't very nice.
Yeah, he's not very nice to me.
Well, he's not very nice to me.
Yeah.
Did he send you a message this week?
I do. I got a little, yeah. So apparently they had some trouble with the Thursday night sharpening show last week. Apparently their internet dropped out and they weren't able to do the show. And I, for some reason, have been blamed. Now, I don't know how I could possibly be responsible for the internet in British Columbia not working. Like, I'm not some computer whiz over here. I think I've made that abundantly clear. Like, I'm not like over here like hacking.
So you got blamed.
Yeah, I got blamed. It says you've been accused of sabotaging the Thursday night sharpening show. I at least have the sense to call it Sharpening Night in Canada, for the record. That is the name of it.
Oh, that's the name of the show. That's right.
Yeah. They had no internet last week. Should be good to go this week. That's a real garbage move there. He can't even say the name of the show. And when he's trying to give me shit, he can't even tell me what he's giving me shit for. Nice try. Nice try. So, a couple of fun things, though. We'll get to. There's a good question here.
Something to know.
That's where I was going to go. So remember to dislike and unsubscribe, because if people like our videos too much, we will be continued. We'll have to make them. We'll be forced to continue making more of it. And you guys clearly have more to do than hang out with us. I do appreciate the pity move. What are you doing?
Oh, look at, I found all these buttons here. Oh.
Yeah. Don't touch the buttons.
Okay, I'm not touching buttons.
Yeah, you are, because it's not me doing it.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, sorry. I'm done touching buttons.
Yeah, you found the one you like, eh? This is the My Little Pony Ask Me Anything.
Yeah.
They're horses, and there's a cartoon. My daughter watched it. So Jesus Christ, we're having a hard time getting going. We got Tarot coming. We're going to show off some of your knives today, but we have been sharpening knives for cooks and chefs in Calgary, Ottawa, Vancouver, and Edmonton because of the ongoing COVID pandemic. All of the dining rooms in these cities, the cities where we operate and more, have been shut down. So a lot of cooks are currently without anything to do. A lot of restaurants are really struggling right now.
True fact.
An easy thing for us to do is to tune up these cooks' knives so that when they get back, they get the phone call, they're ready to go, their knives are in good shape. It's an easy thing for us, and hopefully it helps. People seem to be very receptive of it, very appreciative of the effort. So if you folks could help us in spreading the word, it would be greatly appreciated. You can shoot out a message, I don't know, put it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, tag us. We will, we're doing knives. We're giving tune-ups to knives for cooks and chefs on the house. It's a little thing. Kevin used to cook for a long time. I did, Alex, most of the Edmonton and Vancouver crew, we've all been there. So we know, I don't know, we got a good idea what they're going through. So,
yeah. So if you're chefs in those cities, show up at our store, bring the knives in, we'll sharpen them for free. We'll get them back to you as soon as you can, as soon as we can. It's like, it's one of the little things that we can do for you.
Yeah.
Right. I know that the Calgary store has become really busy with sharpening, and it was taking a couple of days because they were getting over 100 a day dropped off.
Yeah.
So you might have to have some patience, but again, you're paying $0. So the price is good.
Yeah. 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 And we're about a day. Depends on what time of day you get here for Ottawa. And, we're in like a stay at home kind of thing. So, do it while you're doing something else, drop them off on your way to the grocery store kind of thing. Be safe.
I would like to point out, though, I got a really great message today where somebody just from Patty's Barbecue here in Calgary just thanked us profusely for doing that for chefs. They just said it was really nice, and they said the other day somebody came and tipped 100% on their meal. Somebody came in with a $51 bill and tipped $50 on top of it. So they said, big thanks to people just giving a hand, because you can go to restaurants in some cities, you can still use the patio. In some city, and most cities, you can do takeaway still if they're offering it, and gift cards. So if your favorite place is offering takeaway or doing gift cards or has the patio open, see what you can do to help out.
A lot of great places here in Ottawa, because I know a few of the viewers are located here in Ottawa, are doing like really good, like kind of almost like a prefix kind of dinner for two on the weekends. Like Supply and Demand has been doing one consistently. The Wellington Gastropub, Town, North and Navy, Corner
So like
Peach
taking away a whole, taking away a coursed meal.
Yeah, and they're playing like they're doing it right. Like you might have to heat something up when you get home, but the quality, like we've been getting something. Like Alex and I got takeaway last week from Corner Peach. They've got like secret patty melts or something. They're not on the menu, but if you ask for them, you'll get them. And they were good.
Do you know who likes a patty melt?
Who?
This guy.
Kevin Kent. Kevin Kent likes a patty melt.
Kevin GD.
But yeah, no, it was awesome.
Likes a patty melt a lot. I like a patty melt a lot.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of good stuff. You want to answer a knife question from Samuel here, Kevin?
Sure.
So we got.
Is this the long one?
It's the long one. Oh, we can't even get the whole thing up there.
Naniwa knives have different grind from one side to the other. Is there left and right-handed grinds? What's the purpose of this? Is it a marketing gimmick? What part of the knife line makes it a Hanyaki? All right. When we have to start, Samuel, we don't actually carry Naniwa knives or Nihoni knives. And there's a reason for it. So we don't carry those knives, one. And two, to call them Hanyaki is disingenuous.
That's a good word.
I think they're using the word to say that they're made with a mono steel or one piece of steel, not that they are Hanyaki forged or Hanyaki heat treated. That's two different things, right? Hanyaki knives are made with one piece of steel. In fact, I might have one here. Should I go get one? Chris?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm in the warehouse.
Sure.
They should have one here. I believe there's one on the shelf. If you want to talk about it, but they're basically they're made with one piece of steel, a Hanyaki blade, but they're heat treated in a way that the spine is a bit softer and the edge is a bit harder, right?
Yeah.
So it's the way that katana, like the Japanese swords, were heat treated.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, Nenex knives aren't Hanyaki. They're just using that word, I guess, probably to get a little reflection of
little prestige,
you know. But they're just made with one piece of steel. They're not Hanyaki heat treated. They're just normally heat treated. So, and I don't know about the grind. I don't know. We don't carry them. If you want a knife that's similar, what
got
do we
those
have?
Sakai Takayuki, the Grand Chef.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And that knife's almost, well, it's probably the same blade. It's likely the same blade, just a Japanese handle instead of the Western handle.
Yeah.
The same blade, but not ground the same way. Yeah. And certainly not Hanyaki, although, yeah.
I'm
going to go
blank
blade.
Yeah.
Right back.
And blank is saying most Japanese knives are ground with right-handed people in mind, even ones with the so-called 50-50 bevel. That's, you know what, like, it's very, I'm left-handed, and I've never really kind of struggled with a knife that was sharpened for a right-handed person. It really only comes down to like single bevel knives where there's like extreme differences in geometry. But you're right. Like most knives do lean towards a right-handed person. Fighting Usyk is saying that I am still sipping whiskey. No, this is water today.
You must hear me shout it.
Usyk.
Well, you don't have to eat those.
I got this mug. My old sous chef bought me this mug. It's for Christmas one year. I've had it for like 6 years now, but it's been, I don't know if you can read it anymore. It used to say it could be worse, but this mug has followed me from restaurant to restaurant, and I like it quite a bit. But no whiskey today, just water. I had a little too much whiskey yesterday.
You were poorly behaved.
Well, I thought that's what people want me to do.
You were poorly behaved. Blake says, not saying that left-handed people can't use it, but the right side of the blade has a more convex grind than the flatter grind on the left on right-handed blades. Are you still talking about those Nanox knives?
I think so. I think that's what he's talking about. I had said that I think I know what he means. You see that sometimes, kind of like the faux single bevels.
Yeah, that's a bit of a Sakai move, but it's not really common anymore.
Mm.
But Naoto's looking for a Hanyaki blade right now in the warehouse.
Oh, Steve N has a great question.
I'll put it up.
As former chefs, what is one dish you will never make but will always pay for? What dish won't you pay for but love to make?
Oh my God. I'm going to put French fries in both of those. I pay for fries because I don't really like making fries, but we made French fries last week with the Heston method. Thank you, Naoto. Look at that delivery. We made French fries with the Heston method, and man, it's so good. I ended up making French fries 3 days in a row. And
I noticed that after. I was like, there's no way Kevin's just tweeting these pictures now.
No. I kept making them. I just, you know what? I had the oil in a pot on the stove, and my roommate, my wife, was saying things like, what can I do with this oil? And I was like, don't worry, honey. I'll just keep frying shit in it until it's gone. Yeah. We're eating all of that oil. Don't worry. We're just going to eat it gently in deep fried things. So there you go.
So we were talking about knives, and so today is the knife kit show and tell, right? So I Don't know a ton about these knives in particular, but a fella named James Wang sent me 2 photos today. One are all of his Damascus knives, and then these are all of his Hanyaki knives.
Oh.
So
Well,
I've always said that I wanted a Hanyaki knife. And here James has gone and bought them all.
There we go. So you can see that smoky line kind of midway through the blade. Actually, if you look at the Western blade at the top, you see that really wavy line.
Yeah.
That is what signifies everything below that line is really hard steel, and everything above that line is softer steel. And that's how the blades are made. Great selection.
Yeah.
Great selection.
He gave me a bit of a write-up here. So I can say he's got from left to right, we've got a Yoshikazu Ikeda Fuji Yanagiba, I can't actually speak Japanese, so bear with me, guys. Okishiba Masukuni Fuji Yanagiba, a Tetsuo Ikeda Fuji Sakimaru Takobiki, a Genkai Masakuni Fuji Yanagiba, and a Hiroshi Ashi Honyaki Gyuto with a stag handle. So he's got, new names for me. I don't recognize a lot of them, but doesn't mean they're not cool. Some funky handles there too.
Mm-hmm. Well, here I've got one in front of me here that Naoto has just delivered. Oh,
Drop it.
This is Sakai Kikamori. And this is a sweet quince pearl, and this is silver, and this is blonde water buffalo horn
on both ends. Wow.
Yeah, this is one of them fancy handles. So there you go, and it's got a mirror polish, but you can still see that smoky line in the come on. Oh, where this camera's?
You can catch it when you move it.
Yeah,
I can see it there now. Yeah,
but it's also got a coating on it to stop. It's got a coating of camellia oil to stop it from possibly tarnishing. So I don't want to. I don't want to clean that off. I guess you can see it on the back a little bit easier, maybe.
Yep.
So there you go. That's where the different hardnesses of steel meet. So that's a true Hanyaki. The Nenoks aren't. They're just trying to, I guess they're using, it's like a car manufacturer using the word turbo to mean that the car's pretty quick, but it's not actually got a turbo in it. I guess.
Charminator, I did get your photo today. I've got you. I got you queued up here. So, Fighting Usyk is like the best cheerleader we've got, eh? 24 watching and only 9 likes, he says.
Yeah, I don't think that's cheerleader. I think he's just mocking us. He's like, 24 people are watching this garbage, but only 9 of them like it. So there you go. Again, if we don't get to 30 today, we don't have to do it again.
So we don't have to do it.
Get my Tuesday afternoons back. Go for a bike ride. Chris, I didn't say something.
Yep.
I went for a bike ride to get here today. It's only 15K, which is 10 miles in the way the other people speak. It's a bit of a hilly ride though, and I was late. I was worried I was going to be late for our meeting. We had a meeting early this morning. I was worried I was going to be late. So I set some monster speed records for myself on the ride.
Nice.
Because I was and I came in, I burst through the door covered in sweat and panting and shouting directions at everybody. And of course, I go to the warehouse and they don't need to have directions from me and they don't need me to tell them what to do. But in my frazzled brain, I had decided that I was now the king of the world and that everybody had to bow down to me. I don't know what my problem was. I came in, I shouted stuff. There was a U-line salesman in something, and I complained about a truck once that tried to hit me that said U-line on it. And then I burst through the door and I sat down at my desk, and then Tiffany brought me a cup of coffee. Thank fucking God.
And Tiffany says that the entrance was incredible.
I don't know what was wrong with me. So Tiffany, I apologize. I was just a disaster that day. I even got up on the penny farthing and rode that around for a bit in the office. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go for a penny farthing ride today on the show.
You could.
That's
Don't know how
got
to make it
something to do with
work.
knives, probably, right?
Sure, if you tie a knife to it.
See me ride a penny farthing down the hallway. Does anyone know what a penny farthing is?
Anyone who does is wondering why you own one.
Wow. Because didn't have one.
Because you. Yeah. Don Penny is suggesting that maybe Fighting Usyk is Chris Armitage using a different account to prod people for likes.
No.
It's not possible because I like Fighting Usyk.
I don't know. Have you ever seen them in the same room together?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I.
They ever? Charminator's got a question here. Do they ever?
I'll be back. I've got the answer.
Okay, so he must have saw your question there, Charminator. While Kevin's wandered off, let's look at Charminators Knives. See if I can figure out what we got. So you got a Mezzaluna up at the top, which I don't know much about. I'm sharpened lots. I know what they're for, but I couldn't tell you who makes what. Then we've got on the starting from the right of the picture, it looks like a Musashi Kiritsuke Yanagiba. And then we got a Mizu Nikiri. Masakage Mizu Nikiri. Then we got a Masakage Kiri Kobunka, or Kiri Bunka, not a Kobunka. Ko means little. Looks like that's coming up. And then we've got a Tojiro DP Santoku, a Mystery Santoku. Blank, blank. I don't know if I'll be able to get any of your stuff. I already tried. A Kobunka, Masakage Yuki Kobunka, and a petty knife that matches that Santoku. What are those? Charminator? I'm not too sure. He did run off to go get a bike, didn't he?
Did he say anything bad about
No. You recognize any of these knives there, Kevin? You went to go get another knife. You went to go get a toy.
Oh, there's lots of stuff from us in there. Oh, I like this batch of knives. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, the only ones I don't know are that matching Santoku and petty knife.
I believe I believe those are a shun that was made. Oops. I believe that was a shun that was made just for Crate and Barrel.
Oh, okay. Oh, he says Kiyoshi from Stokes. So that sounds about the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the same idea, anyways. So that's fun. I like your tablecloth. Looks like Tarek did join us there in the bottom. Let's see, but he's disappeared again. So we'll let him come back in a moment. And you know what video we've got? I got a video for today. And it's that crazy one that we watched yesterday.
I mentioned this when I was gone, but it looks like Fighting Usyk said, I'll have you know, Don Penny, that at least 4, perhaps even 5 people think I'm a nice guy. Can Chris Armitage say that?
I don't know that he can.
Well, I don't like him.
No,
well, that's not true. I like him, except when he sends me mean emails that tell me like I'm supposed to shape up or ship out, and you're not being a very good ambassador to our brand and stuff like that. It's very not nice.
Yeah, it's
because I'm trying hard. You should see when I don't try. It's terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I got a picture. I got something here. Would you like to see?
Well then, yeah, I want to see it. Yeah, we've just been looking at this knife here. Let me.
Well, get rid of that thing. Look what I got here.
Oh, right.
Because someone said, are Sakamaru in double bevels ever? And the answer is sometimes. Although this one is an extreme size, because this is kind of a Nagaro boat show.
You got enough room there?
Ta-da!
Wow.
So that is a Sakamaru. It just happens to be a monster.
That's crazy.
I think it's like 400. We got 2 of these for the garage sale coming up, and we've got special handles from our man coming. Big handles, long handles.
Oh wow!
16 centimeters long, and big and fat for this knife. So it's the size. We basically bought the size handles that Shiba had recommended. So Shibata-san from Hanyaki Knives and Kotetsu. When I told him this was coming, I said, "Listen, what size hand?" Because it doesn't come with a handle. Because he could only get really ugly handles. And I said, "This knife is a better handle. So what size should I ask for?" And Shibata-san said, "Well, I can't remember what it was, but it's 16 centimeters long, so huge, and it is kind of like a wakizashi, which is a small katana. Look at that. That's a rad knife. Come on, how cool is that?" So we've got 2 of them, and they'll be available for the garage. So it's got that mirror polish on the bevel there. Like, yeah, come on, man.
That's not here. You know what? Now's as good a time as any. Let's bring Tarek in because he's like ogling that knife.
I see him. He's got a close-up going. Hey, Tarek.
Yeah.
Why don't you let him in?
There he is.
Tarek, buddy, it's been years. How you doing?
I know, it's been too long. How you doing, kid?
Look, hey, congrats on the restaurant and everything. Last time I saw you, you just had a food truck.
Yeah. Just last I saw you, we were just towing it around. Now it's set in stone.
Oh, that's right. It was just like a trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're just towing it.
Well, here, you need one of these for when you make mighty monster bow.
That is serious.
I know, right? That's cool.
Who makes that?
Guy named Kurosaki. Makes this, and it's this has arrived for our garage sale in May long weekend. So hopefully the handles will arrive by then. It's hard to sell something this size without a handle.
You need a complete product at whatever price range I suspect that is going at.
Well, maybe you need one of these. We have 2.
Oh, one for Tarek and one for someone else.
Exactly. Well, maybe one for Tarek and one for me. I really want this, Chris.
So
big time. Anyway, Tarek, I hear you're joining us with some fun stuff, a little show and tell.
Yeah.
Maybe you should tell us, you should tell us what you do. You should go and promote yourself.
Yeah. We're
leave him put you on the big screen.
Let's put him here. I got it. We'll put Tarek on the big one like this.
I'm a chef owner at Gong Fu Bao in Ottawa. We make handcrafted, freshly steamed daily steam buns. This thing's pretty sweet. That's what we do. We started off as a food cart in 2013. Towed it around, like I was saying, for a better part of 5 or 6 years, and a couple of years ago we opened up brick and mortar here in Centertown.
That's awesome. His bao are delicious. You go to Ottawa. Everybody that's in Ottawa, go there. And if you're not in Ottawa, drive to Ottawa and bring me some back, okay? So if you drive from Calgary, you go there and you bring some back for me. Drive fast though. I like them fresh.
Yeah, and we lucked out with the construction here. We cut a takeout window in the brick wall because I really wanted to do a takeout window, and we never used the takeout window up until the pandemic, and now it's our lifeline.
That's perfect, man.
Yeah, but it's great because we get to we don't let anyone in the shop other than crew and the occasional delivery person, and so it's really safe for my crew, really safe for the public. You just call in or online your order, and we just hand it out the window. It's super nice.
That's awesome. Look at this. Brett Brookings says Gong Fu Bao rocks hard.
Yeah. No, it's wicked. And we had Tarek and I had a good chat the other day, just kind of talking about that, using the window and for the most part, 90% of the world is A-okay. They're no one. Most people are behaving themselves, even with everything that's going on right now. You get the odd bonehead, but that's just the nature. You know what? You're going to get the odd bonehead before the pandemic started anyways, right? He was always a troublemaker. So, but the food there's incredible. And these baskets are nuts.
Yeah, they're serious. We get them from a supplier in New York City, Town Food Equipment. Super nice baskets because they're large baskets, but instead of being like really hefty sides like the typical dim sum ones that you see that are available in Canada, these ones are lighter, but they have this cross brace that makes them easy to handle and makes them really sturdy and rigid for their size. So,
cool.
I did some really nerdy circle packing math when I first was like planning for the cart, which is like it's a very specialized area of math that's like been developed primarily for doing really sophisticated origami. Because origami is all about like how many points make up the object, and you get points out of circles on the paper that fold into appendages or points, right? And so the circle packing tech helped me figure out what size baskets I wanted for packing in as many buns of the sizes that I was planning for.
Okay.
Oh my God. I had no idea. You're cool. I'd have just bought whatever size I wanted to and then gone, oh, I got to change the size of my stupid buns. Or just had three in the basket going, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's probably how I'd do it too.
You and I are not dissimilar.
Well, you know what? Union was supposed to be a barbecue restaurant until I couldn't get a fire person to let me have a smoker. So that's kind of what happened. We signed the lease and changed the business plan. So
I love those stories. Did you know that that town was supposed to be a pizza joint? But they
Did you know that I was supposed to be the chef at town when it first opened?
Yes, of course. So of course you know. Right.
But I had just gotten a job at the gastropub. I was working at the Black Cat Bistro and helping Mark out with a lot of the planning and stuff. And then I got the job at the gastropub, and Mark called me one day and was like, yeah, we're going to go for it. And I was like, I just started here, and this is like the busiest and most stable restaurant in this whole city. I just got married and my wife was pregnant, and it was like, I'm going to have to pass. So it was kind of a funny way it all worked out.
Whose fault is that?
That was my fault.
That the wife was pregnant. That's your fault.
That was my fault.
I pointed the right direction that time.
You did. Nice.
Yeah, it's hard. This way to point at Tarek and that way to point at Chris.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
So you got a new knife today, because I was in a meeting with Kevin earlier, and I left my phone upstairs, and then when I found my phone, it was like bang, 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 bang. Don't worry, Alex took care of it. So what did you get?
So I got a Fujiwara Maboroshi, which I've been
dude,
this for forever. Like, actually, it goes back to Kevin. I'm gonna bring back some challenging memories for us, where I was supposed to bring Bao for the launching party for the Ottawa shop.
Right.
Was so delayed for getting there with the Bao, because this was back when I was like towing my restaurant, right? So
you know what?
Out to the party that I couldn't accept payment. I was just like, no, we're gonna just like feed the number of people that are still here, and we'll call it even. We're good. But my pay for that, I was gonna buy this guy. So finally come around. That I managed to acquire this dream knife. So
shit! I should have just put it in your hand that day. I'm sorry.
No.
I can. You know what? It wasn't lasting. Like, I don't remember it, to be honest.
Good. No bad.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, I was like, a lot of the people that were attending this thing had already moved on. It was just like, this was like the early days of Gone Fu with the cart were such a cowboy gong show. It was chaos. And so that was one of those days where things didn't pan out. I was like, no, I'm not I'm not. I'm just gonna be a few people, and it's a good promo opportunity, and we'll just kind of put it behind us.
Well, you'll be happy to know I put it behind me. I don't. I have the vaguest memories of it now that you tell me about it. So I didn't care at all. So that's good. Who knows at the time? Who knows? I was probably terrible. I probably wrote your name on a piece of paper and crossed it off.
This guy. I've also got a little bit of show and tell here too. Is this T-shirt is like one of my all-time favorite garments.
You know what? When I first started working here, Nick, the old assistant manager, had ordered those shirts because I wanted one, and the damn printing company didn't send us an extra large. So I never even got one. And we like cheated and like did a whole like little secret run of shirts, and then I never even got one.
Well, these are so there were two runs of these, or there were two there's two styles of these. There's like the original one that's like less sort of detailed, and then there was a new one that has a bit more like lines. It's a slightly different design. And apparently at the Ottawa shop, they only got this one T-shirt from that run of T-shirts, and it was an instance where there was Kent. You were in town for like a manager's meeting or like a store team team meeting.
Oh, okay. We borrowed your van.
Yeah, exactly. And my reward for lending you the van in this like critical moment was first pick. And the staff at the time were so pissed because they were like already like arguing with each other who was going to get this T-shirt, and I just like, whoop.
Yes, good.
That's the move.
That.
So someone here, Tarek, was asking, Uncle Greg was asking, because I guess Brett has been in a bunch of times, but he asked what suggested dishes should he order for two people that have never had bao before.
Ooh,
so
okay.
he says he always ends up on the pork belly, but I'm curious as to what do you recommend out of what you make?
So pork belly, because of like supply situation in Ottawa and getting the right pork belly, at various times is kind of a pain in the butt for me. So right now we're not serving pork belly. We're serving really nice Berkshire pork shoulder. It's like 5-spice braised. It's a play on spiced pork cubes, which is like a canned product you can get that's popular in Hong Kong. So it's a play on that. Super nice. So I'd recommend the spiced pork, and either you want to go with like the kitchen favorite or my favorite, which is the braised brisket, which we braise in like lu shui, like Cantonese spice stock. Or you go with the crowd favorite, which is the fried chicken bao. We do a pepper salt fried chicken with a gai choy relish. Super popular. So like I do like 2 orders of any of those 3. Or if you're veg, or if you want to try, or if you're like a big fan of pork belly, our tofu, we do a red braised tofu, which is a take on red braised pork belly, which is like the classic Taiwanese guabao. So if you want that pork belly experience, you could go with the tofu. But yeah, and then a couple of sides, like whether it's our killer slaw, we do like a douban slaw, we do wonton chips. We've got like rice bowls that are nice too. So I'd say like 2 orders about 1 or 2 sides. Definitely try our local sodas. And if we have our baozi on for special, because we do like hand pleated filled bao, but those are on as specials right now, kind of on and off, especially with the pandemic, because we're running a really lean crew. So if the baozi are on at any given time, order that. Start with that, and then add another order of other baozi. It's kind of what you're looking at.
So everything. You should have everything.
Oh, well, the thing is, right now we're running a pretty tight menu. That was one of our adaptations to the pandemic, is we're running a really lean, focused menu. Whereas before the pandemic, we had pork and beans siumai, we had tortilla egg roll, we were doing brunch, we're doing like a cha cha tang inspired brunch, Hong Kong diner inspired brunch, because there's like some really neat overlaps between like a Western brunch or breakfast menu and a Hong Kong diner, like a Hong Kong cha chan teng. So we're doing really fun stuff with like cha chan teng brunch. Right now we're focused on the like essentials, and so it's basically like in sort of two evenings of like ordering food for two, you could probably cover most of our menu in terms of trying all the different things. So.
Yeah.
Chris,
So
next time we're all in Ottawa, Chris, meaning me. Next time I'm in Ottawa, when we can finally fly again, can we go there as a team and just order one of everything?
Of course, you'll get to do your move.
Can I just do my move where I look at the menu?
Kevin's got a good move.
And I go, and the waitress comes. She's like, "What do you like?" I'm like, "This is good. I'll just order one, please."
Yes.
And she's like, "One of what?" I'm like, "Well, this list. One of this list, because this was a very good list of food." Yeah. And then they look at me like I'm a dumb asshole. But then it's fun because all the food arrives, and that's wild.
That's always.
Crazy.
Where do we do
for back when we were doing brunch? We had like a really extensive brunch menu that day. It just happened to be like wanted to do all the things, and we did all the things. And these two people had driven from Toronto, and so they were like, "Yes, give us everything." And we were like, "That won't actually fit on the table that you have." They're like, "Bring it in rounds."
That's awesome. I used to work at a place called St. John in London for years, and one day this American chef comes in, and he sits down by himself. He's the first table in, and he begins at the top, and he orders one of everything on the menu. Well, there must have been 8 mains, and one of them was a pie to share between 2 people, and there was probably 8 or 12 starters, and he just fucking ordered the whole thing. And that's us. And he's like, "I didn't eat dinner last night, didn't eat breakfast, didn't eat lunch." He's like, "I'm ready."
For the next couple of days too.
Yeah. Well, no, then he came back. I still remember his name. His name was Nino. Man, I say I remember his name, but I don't. He ended up having a restaurant just south of you guys, like in New England, called Fish On. And anyway, Mancini, Nino Mancini. Anyway, I followed him for a while. I kind of kept up with him just because he was so crazy. He just comes in by himself and ordered essentially 20 dishes. And then he wanted one of each dessert. We're just like, "Oh, dude." and then he came in for lunch the very next day. What the hell?
That's just rude.
He was our favorite guy until Gwen Stefani showed up and ate like 4 bone marrow on toast and a huge smoked pork chop and a big thing of potatoes and cabbage and a cheesecake. And we're like, Gwen Stefani's now our favorite customer because she ate more food than the volume of her body.
Yeah, it's not like they're running small portions there.
No, so John wasn't about diet food or diet-sized portions.
Wow. No, it's like, well, Tarek's got it looks like a Pied Cochon shirt on.
Yeah, the mirror.
It's funny, right?
From the Cabana Souk. When
Yeah.
they're not last season, like the top of the pandemic, it was the season before it. And oddly enough, because they like run like lots of different specials and like change up the menu throughout the season. For the fall menu, and the fall menu. The spring menu is more Cabana Souk focused because like maple, etc. In the fall menu, they do like all sorts of wild specials, and they just so happened when like me and a bunch of like Gong Fu crew went, they made baozi, and it was just like, what? How is this? Yeah. But epic, one of the all-time most epic meals I've ever come across. It's crazy. But let me show you guys some knives.
Yeah, he's got toys. Yeah,
I still had a question, Tarek.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me.
Okay. You got all this Chinese-inspired food, and sounds like it's pretty legit. But I don't know if Tarek sounds like a real Chinese name to me. So how'd you get into this?
Where do we start? I developed an obsession with specifically like Hong Kong culture in my like mid-teens when I was in the UK. I was like giant fan of like John Woo films, and yeah, I was just like obsessed with the culture, and that very quickly segued into an obsession with the food. And so when I started cooking in Ottawa, I was just like, I sought out places that had like a legit wok station where I can like learn how to like do wok cooking. And in parallel with like seeking out Asian and specifically Chinese food in the places that I worked, my very first cooking job was at a bakery. And so throughout that journey of working at restaurants, I was always taking on like the bread program or the burger buns. I was always like taking on that piece and like poking around with it. And so it kind of like naturally came together that steam buns became a bit of an obsession for me.
Right.
That I worked on sort of in parallel, did a little like pop-up thing once as a Gong Fu project. It was completely out of the blue. People were like, where can we find your restaurant? I'm like, what? No, this is just a joke. This is just me fucking around. And then the city put out a call for street food vendors. And again, I was just like, oh, let me go through the motions. I want to do street food someday, but let me like kind of go through the application process.
Yeah.
But when I started writing menus and put together a business plan, which were all part of the application process, and then the city offered me my number one choice because they kind of scored your applications, and I did pretty well, and they offered me my number one pick out of the available spots, and I was kind of like, oh shit, am I going to do this? And I went for it, and here we are. I got the opportunity to go travel to Hong Kong with my good friend Ian, who's also my architect and kitchen designer for like developing the shop. And when it stayed with his family and got to know Hong Kong and got to learn the sort of the cultural context and the social context for the food, which was a huge step forward. And with shifting to brick and mortar, I got a lot more conservative with focus of what we're doing. Like at the cart, I was really playing around. I was using the steam buns as a vehicle, but we did all sorts of different things in them. Always offered like some kind of Chinese dish as at least one of the options, and usually it was Chinese food. But we played around and did a lot of just crazy shenanigans. With opening the brick and mortar, I took on the issue of cultural appropriation a lot more seriously, and so we focused on the parts of the cuisine and the food that I really invested in learning and knowing, and tried to do a better job of representing the food culture that we're working with. But yeah, visiting Hong Kong was amazing because it allowed me to get to know Bao in a new and different kind of way outside of the technical understanding of the dish and the cuisine. Yeah.
You know what? And you touch on something interesting there about cultural appropriation and stuff. Because we sell Japanese knives, we import Japanese items, right? But we've never tried to pretend that we're Japanese. You know, like, because we're not, right? Just is disingenuous was my thought at the beginning. Yeah, because you come into our stores and you're like, okay, well, clearly this is just an old record store that they didn't change, except putting knife cases in. Like we always tried to make sure that we weren't being offensive in any way to Japan. We're just trying to be Japanese cheerleaders and good representatives of the culture, what we knew of it, and the knives and the products, right?
Yeah, and I think that's like really notable of like the design of your stores, right? Like for us, in designing the shop, we made sure that we weren't leveraging Chinese cultural artifacts as a way of like selling the food. What we're doing is we're working with Chinese food culture, and we're like deeply invested in understanding it and working with it, and that's what we're selling. But you don't see like dragons and phoenixes on the walls. We actually did invested quite a bit in doing a rebranding where we like did an assessment of what our like brand icons and images were. And our original logo for Gong Fu had Gong Fu in Chinese characters inside the word mark. What was that? Because for me, Chinese language is not something I've invested myself in to be able to stand behind and say I'm representing this cultural element. I did that with the food. Like we spent like thousands of hours getting to know this food and working with it. And I feel okay with representing that food culture and making a living working with it. But outside of that, using the language and using images to market and to sell someone else's culture is not okay. And so, like, I recognize that about your stores. It's a knife store selling Japanese knives, right? But you're also so you're representing that craft and that culture in the products that you're selling, but you're not leveraging the cultural sort of context to sell a product, which is what we're doing here too.
Exactly. We had to get rid of our first logo. So the first logo was kind of misappropriated kanji characters. And when we kind of one day looked at it, we went, oh, yeah, we don't want to display. We don't want that. So anyway, we change and learn, right? We change and learn.
Yeah.
All I ever wanted to be was just a really good cheerleader for the stuff we sell and for the men who make the knives, right?
Yeah, man. And that's huge. Like, a big part of your brand is representing those makers and sharing their stories and, like, kind of making sort of superstars out of them. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
I know, it's fun. I just get to be a cheerleader. It's great. Just like, yay, give me an F, give me a U, give me a J, and I, and a Wara. Yay, we got Fujiwara. Woo! So you said you had some show and tell.
Yeah. So I've got, like, one thing that was kind of a funny anecdote is that I feel like I was one of very few, if any, that had one of these guys in Ottawa until you guys showed up, and I was just like,
Oh, sorry, we really ruined that for you.
No, it's great. No, it's great. I think it's important for people to have good knives. It was just kind of like,
Now everybody will know. Damn.
There wants to be. I got this guy from you guys at one of the garage sales. It's my first Nikiri. I don't recall the maker. I don't know if you'll be able to tell.
That one's Sunahisa.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
This guy's pretty dope.
That's a much smaller vegetable knife than you're used to, I think. Looking at those beasts behind you.
I'm more used to the number one chanchike. So I got like an armada of number ones and, well, less number ones. I've got a few number ones and a whole mess of number twos and number threes. Because I'm obsessed with this knife maker. You've been making a pretty penny off of me if you guys carry chanchikes.
Maybe we should. People keep asking us to.
They're pretty great knives. Part of my, like, pilgrimage to Hong Kong was visiting the chanchike store in Hong Kong because they're made in Hong Kong. And this is sort of their iconic sort of, like, paper that their knives come in. But I've got like, that's a number two there. I've got, like, a stack of number threes in the back room. This is my number one, which is, like, this is my main chef knife. This is what I use for most cooking tasks. This is a duck knife, which is basically a Chinese Nikiri. It's for breaking down cooked duck, but it's also handy for vegetable. I got this heavy cleaver.
That's a monster.
Bone and icy things. And
Got someone calling you? You should say hello.
Well, that was where I disappeared at the beginning. I was like, when I hopped on, I saw my phone ring and I thought maybe it was Chris calling to talk about setting things up for this. I pick it up and it was CBC, and it's like, oh well, I gotta take this.
You gotta
take that.
Yeah.
CBC.
I just thought you were just, like, getting it, like, just turning it on. Like, I got a couple things to do. I'll just turn it on. It was like, I thought it was a super pro move.
That's exactly what I was doing.
I know.
I've got here one of my very first. No, this is my first legit Japanese knife. Come on, brain. This is my Hiromoto. Temijiraku is what it says. Cook with heart and joy, I think. It's Temijiraku. And it's become a bit of a collector piece because because Hiramoto aren't making them anymore.
I don't know why.
They shut down. It was I think the owner or founder was retiring, and he didn't have someone to like carry on the legacy from him, and so he like sold the company instead of like continuing the brand. He was like there wasn't someone to like carry the brand forward, so he just like sort of wound it down. I'm sure they're still making knives, just not under that brand.
Bummer. I forgot about the company.
Agami Steel, and yeah, I love this guy. We go way back.
That Tsunahisa that you've got, for anyone who's like looking to buy a knife for a present for somebody else, that knife is super because it looks really cool. It's easy to take it. Now, it is carbon steel, but they got the stainless on the outside, so that cuts down on a lot of the maintenance that you might get stuck with. But those knives are incredible. And a Nikiri makes it, I think, if you're looking to buy something for like just something special for someone, a Nikiri is a cool option because I think a lot of people convince themselves like, well, I need the chef's knife, I need the Santoku. And a Nikiri is like, will get a ton of use, but they just like, you know, they never buy it for themselves, right? Like a lot of stuff, like, I don't know, most of my cool stuff is something someone bought for me. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm really irresponsible with my money. So,
but yeah, like a Nikiri, even for someone that's like a professional cook, can be an easy one to back burner for some time. You know, it's not one of the essentials, but it's like it fills a really important niche role. And for someone that isn't a pro, this is a great vegetable knife. It's like it won't poke you, so they're less likely to injure themselves with the knife you got them. And one great thing about like carbon steel knives that are clad is you get the very exaggerated patina, which is so nice. And that's something you can get like the person you're getting the gift for. You can get them excited about developing that patina and like kind of tells a story. You know?
I think I just hired Tarek.
Yeah, you're hired. You can do our you can do our late night ads.
Yeah.
Chef Tarek talking about the magic blade.
You can pay me in knives.
You're on.
But that's the thing, like a knife that develops a patina is a knife that wants to work, you know? It's like it wants to earn that patina, you know?
I'm fucking taking notes now. That's a good one.
You write these down, okay, Chris?
Yeah, I'm on it.
He's going to make us better and smarter by the end of this.
Yeah.
I've got some siblings here. These are my come on brain. They're my super gold like fancy stainless steel.
Like the powdered steel?
Yeah, SG2.
Okay. There we go. We got there. Is that what SG means?
Super gold. Super gold. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm in it. I should have known that.
Right? Like they grind the steel to a fine powder so that when they like reset it, it's got like a consistent like structure. That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Chris, listen to him.
I'm just gonna. You know what? Here,
you should learn something.
Here, it's just the Tarek and Kevin show.
Let's go back already. Already now.
I guess he fired himself.
Blazin or Buraisin.
Yeah, nice try.
These blazins were like kind of one of the go-tos back in the knife forum days. Kevin, I'm sure you were on the knife forum back in the knife forum days.
I used to, but then they pissed me off too much.
I know there are a lot of like combat knives. Like there are people that are like knife obsessed across different sort of types of knives, and there were like people from like a very different demographic, you know, that I couldn't relate to. And like when the knife forum transitioned to another platform, I just kind of dropped off. But in my early like knife nerdery days, I didn't have a knifewear shop where I could go in and talk to someone that really knew what was going on. And so I was just like in this little like online bubble getting nerdier and nerdier about knives and like teaching cooks that I know about them. Like, oh, you should get some sharpening stones and you should order knives online. Stop buying Macs, you know. So it's like it's a real great resource to have a knifewear shop in Ottawa. I think it's a game changer for the industry.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush. And you're right.
These blazers, they come with these like nice magnetic sayas, and they're super gold. And this is my like super indulgent petty. You know, like there's nothing quite like a really good, sorry, not petty, paring. Like a really good paring knife is like shit makes me happy. Like,
Yeah. And you always feel weird the first time you buy a very expensive petty or a paring knife. You feel weird the first time you drop like $200, $300, $400 on a paring knife. You feel weird, but then every time you use it, you just
feel good when you use it. But yeah, these are my like primo stainless knives. It's the Santico and this little babby. Oh, and of course my chicken knife. This I got.
Oh yeah.
Is this?
I think it's a Tojiro.
Felix Tim.
It's a Tojiro.
Oh, it's Tojiro. Okay.
Tojiro. I think it's a Toji. Yeah. And I don't have my other boning knife. That's from you guys as well.
Is that the Kasumi boning knife? Like the real, like, kind of classic? Like the real classic shaped one? Yeah, the Kasumi.
Yeah, those are, like, I find, like, Tojiro is really good for those utility knives that are going to be likely meeting bone, you know? So I can, like, use it with a bit of abandon and not be too stressed about damaging a really, really nice boning knife. Yeah, that guy.
You know who works with Tarek now, Kevin? Oh, no. That's the Tojiro. Yeah, the American style one.
Yeah.
Tarek has Chris Commandant in the kitchen there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys should be talking to him. He's got way cooler knives than I do. Got some sick knives. I could even like grab some and show off his knives. Now I think I should have.
Oh, you should have said they were yours.
Yeah,
only I would have known the difference.
But no, Chris, he's probably watching this because he's a giant knife nerd. So I'd get busted pretty quick.
He'd probably let you have it though. He's pretty easy going.
Good job.
It looks like Peter's loving your bamboo steamers that you showed us off earlier.
Epic. Yeah, and we got a custom rig for the actual like steamer base, where like it's essentially like a walk station which has the water set up in the back and a wet top. And then the steamer pots fill up, and they have an overflow. So during service, you have like steam billowing everywhere, water like pouring out the front. It's pretty epic. It makes me happy.
I like it.
Very, very functional.
And Peter's asking if you have a wok burner.
Not yet. We have a 12 burner range at the other end of the kitchen, but
the other end of the kitchen. How big's your kitchen?
It's a long one. It's a long boy. Sure.
Yeah, it's like a galley style kitchen.
Oh man, I love a big kitchen like that.
Yeah, it's tight this way because we needed to make room for boots on the other side. So it's pretty tight. Like basically, we've designed the stations so that they're adjacent and very little overlap. Because during service, crossing each other in this kitchen is just not great.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, just working with this.
Yeah, I'm just used to just pushing, you know?
Well, you're just a bull.
There's nowhere that, there's in this space, you can only like push them down the line. You can't just like push them out of the way one way or another.
Just push them over, I suppose, and step on them.
Yeah.
It's like shove them down. Hey, listen, thanks, man. Thanks for that. And we're coming to eat everything. When next time I'm in Ottawa, we're coming to eat the whole bloody menu.
What time are you open?
Yeah. These days, well, right now we're closed because of the lockdown. We're taking a couple of weeks to just kind of like do our piece with letting things wind down in the city. But once we're back, we're open 4 till 10. We were doing lunch, we were doing brunch, but with the pandemic, our sales density for lunch was way too light, so we dropped lunch for the time being. And when things get cooled down a bit, we'll be at full day again.
Awesome.
All right. Well, dude, thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Tarek.
Well, and thanks for loaning your van a while back.
Anytime.
I forgot all about that. Thanks for coming.
Here,
I'm gonna bring this bow for our opening party. I forgot about that too.
So yeah, you can. I guess what's the best way for people to get an order in?
Best way is to hop online. Gonfu.ca. Menu's right in there. You can order online, swing by and pick it up. If you need to do delivery, again, gonfu.ca. You can click through to our delivery partners and order from there, and we'll send it to you. Yeah, so just
awesome.
gonfu.ca.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Thank you
well,
so
here,
much.
I'm going to put... Oh, thanks for joining us. You know what I'm going to do now, Kevin? I'm going to play that ridiculous video that we played yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
And oh, wow. You have been around here.
Or what? Keep my knives at it.
You've been in the shop a couple times.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this crazy video, and Tarek, you can watch it with us. It's nuts.
Yeah,
right.
You'll learn how to make Hassenpfeffer. It's not just a Bugs Bunny dish.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Here, it's too much though. If you have if you fall down, I'll come and fix you because you might have had a seizure.
Enjoy some Hassenpfeffer. Hassenpfeffer. Hassenpfeffer.
That's my favorite part.
It's too much.
I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. I have no idea.
Yeah, so what happened, for those of you who don't know what's going on, Kevin told these guys to make a weird video. I would say mission accomplished.
Well, I like what they've done with this. I don't even understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Well, yesterday when I watched it, I had been drinking and was instantly sobered. I got afraid.
Look at how serious he is. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was wondering if we missed the slow motion butter. This is really gratuitous, this butter.
There's a lot of it.
A lot of butter. And then there's a lot of flour. He's making a roux. Derek's just left. He's like, I can't even look at this.
There's no what.
I don't even know. I don't know what's going on.
So this video is going to go up on our YouTube channel tomorrow for anyone who wants to share it with their mom or favorite aunt.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a good Easter dish, right? It's got rabbits and death metal.
Yeah.
Easter's all about death, right?
It is. I guess it is.
And rabbits.
Yeah. And then he chugs a beer.
Well, he chugs the whole thing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And then there's his face after. Go, Owen, go. Go, Owen, go.
Hassenpfeffer.
Oh, God.
So that was
I
that.
don't
That
know.
and there we have it. There we have it. Where did you?
No.
When did you put these bubbles up?
I like the bubbles. They're sharp.
Oh my goodness!
They bring us some
I'll
class.
leave 'em.
Because I had one back there that was all knives, but somebody got rid of my knife picture.
Yeah.
Probably Chris Armitage. Listen, if you have a complaint, like you want my knife back, my knife thing back, you have to send complaints to Chris Armitage. That's Chris with a
We haven't
K.
heard much from him today.
He's our producer, and please send him complaints. He gets so angry when I put this up. He told me I'm not supposed to put up his email anymore. So there it is, there, right there.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't send him a message, and
Yeah.
don't complain lots.
No.
That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. He gets quite grouchy at me when I do this.
Yeah.
He sent me a long letter last week that I wasn't supposed to read, so I did. And he said never to do that again. So there you go. That is me never again putting his email on here.
I think Tarek did it.
Tarek, send him complaints. Say that.
I'm going to send him a list of complaints for the whole year of pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm very upset about wearing a mask every day. It's your
Yeah.
fault.
Where's my vaccination, Armitage?
Yeah, it's your fault. My hair went grayer this year. It's your fault.
I haven't had a haircut since 2 Christmases ago.
Me too.
So,
I've decided I'm just rocking long hair now.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
here,
actually
let's get.
like taking it on myself and cutting my hair. It was just getting out of control. I'm just like, all right, let's do this.
Oh no, you look like you have hair that gets really crazy out of control.
It gets curly, but then it gets like long, wiry, tentacly.
Not good. No hairnet will contain it.
No.
Yeah, see, I would be pleased by that because it's the opposite. I get just like bone straight, nothing hair.
Huh.
All right.
Well, Alex just came back. He's going to see I've been drinking.
Alex, don't let Alex. If Alex comes, put him in a timeout.
I will.
Anyways, Tarek, thanks so much, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that was a blast. I'm glad you could make it.
Great
Yeah.
to see you.
Make
And
it.
yeah,
We're coming to eat
but the shop
everything.
next time in Ottawa. Come on back.
All right.
All right, guys.
Come on.
See you guys.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. He's a good guy, hey?
Yeah. One thing that we didn't talk about a lot with his thing, and it's something that they do over there that I think's nice, and because I know it happens in Alberta quite a bit, but he's got a land acknowledgement right on the front of the door.
What happens in Alberta? Lots of things happen in Alberta quite a
No,
bit.
but like one of the good things, like, well, you guys did like
The
it
only
was- when
good thing right now is that Gen Xers can go bloody get a vaccine.
Well, what I was trying to say, Kevin, and it was because it was when I was in Alberta, it was the first time I noticed it, was a lot of public events and whatnot where they'll do a land acknowledgement ahead of time. Tarek has one right on his front door of the restaurant.
Does he really?
Yeah. No. Tarek's he's a very down to earth, very compassionate guy. He operates his business. He is a great person to support. So if you're in a position where you can, not only is the food amazing, you're supporting someone who really gives a shit.
Oh, that's good.
So, well, I got more pictures of customers' knives.
Do you want to do that? Hold on. We had some comments here that I wanted to get into
Okay.
when Tarek was up. And let me see if I can find him again.
Okay.
I like this one.
Yes. Well, fighting Usyk, one of the pictures I have, I'll just pop it up while you're looking for the other comment. Because Usyk sent me this picture,
Oh,
which is one of his knives, which is it's a Ginsan Tsunehisa 210 with one of Dustin's handles on it.
That's
from
nice.
Sharp Knives.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And he looked,
I wanna know
gave
what
us some radishes
Usyk-
and some.
What do you think of that weird angle on the butt of your knife? Like, what do you think of that handle, Usyk? Let us know.
Oh, like how like the handle kind of like.
The handle's got like a little.
Yeah. I didn't notice that until you mentioned it.
It's got a funny. That's actually a technical term we use, as you know, in the knife industry.
I do, yeah.
Got a funny. That's pretty technical stuff. So I hope you guys can keep up with me on the technical aspects.
That's why they come to Japanese Knife 101 is the nerdy terminology.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of something that goes on here.
Yeah. Do you guys like the addition of my calendar?
Well, that's nice. Hey, is there any dates coming up? What kind of dates can you talk about?
Well,
do you want to talk about live shows that are coming up this week?
We can. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I'll write some of them into my calendar.
Well, Chris, Naoto's Nerd Power Hour is every Friday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time.
That's right.
Right here on YouTube. So that we've got that.
Yeah.
And we've also got this thing called Sharpening Night in Canada with Franny and Owen. And that's Thursdays at 7:15 Mountain Time.
Yeah.
So
they're the Vancouver crew.
Yeah, and you could actually call them. You could actually send complaints to Chris Armitage.
Yeah.
About them as well. Also, at some point, I'm supposed to say, I don't know much about Switzerland, but their flag's a big plus.
I thought we got away with it. I thought, I know why I should have deleted it, and then you wouldn't have done it. I know what's happening over there. You're just running through the list.
Yep, but here's a good one. This you can put on your thing. The Knifewear Garage Sale is May 17 to 24. So that goes Monday, and then it goes to the next Monday. So it's 8 days this time, rather than the 7. So get in there and make your money count, right? Because you got an extra day of the sale.
Yeah,
and
I almost fell off my chair.
We've got some cool stuff. We got those Sakamaru 400s from
Kurosaki.
We actually got a big stack of Kurosaki. Oh, we got 3 Hinura coming in for the garage sale. River Jumps.
Oh, really?
1 Santoku, and then a small petty and a bigger petty. I think it's like a 130 and a 150 petty, and a Santoku. River Jumps coming in. That's a big deal. That's a super big deal. We've got maybe a Tinker Tank or 2, maybe. Fingers crossed.
Maybe. Oh, for the record, anyone who was watching yesterday, that was a fake box. All right, we're telling the truth.
I don't know. I don't actually know what you're talking about.
Well, we had this video that came out yesterday. Our other show, our real show. Not this one, where we do things right on the calendar when garage sale is. I don't know who wants to watch me get organized, but there was. I don't know if you noticed the number of people who are like, "Are you guys holding out on Tinker Tanks? What's with that box up there?" Did you notice that yesterday?
I couldn't see
comments.
The comments.
Oh, you couldn't see the comments.
I just have a camera pointing at me. We're very professional here in Calgary. It's like a real professional outfit. I don't know what kind of joke ass scheme you got going on over there, but we're a professional outfit here, dude.
Yeah, well, look at me for God's sake. If your bar is not set low and related to me, that's on you, not me. So, Fighting Usyk is saying, are we going to have the regular streams that week during garage sale? Yeah, for sure we will. Yeah.
The first Monday of garage sale. Let's go to that. So garage sale goes the 17th to 24th. The first Monday, we're going to broadcast from the warehouse here on the 17th, and it's going to be like the last 2 garage sales where we just have an 6 or 8 hour stream about the knives. So we're actually going to have better cameras as well this year, so we'll be able to do zoom in close-ups of the knives. We'll have calipers, a ruler, a scale, so we'll be able to tell you every kind of dimension of the knife you want. We'll be able to show you every angle, so if we can help you live choose the knives from the garage sale. We'll have one of every knife out at the back of the warehouse for me. So that's a really great fun thing because that helps out people that can't come to the stores, right? That helps them out, people that are in different cities, a lot. And it's fun. Mike and I have a good time. We got a little bit drunk last time. I played guitar poorly. There was some violent femmes.
Yeah, you can't do it.
There was some very poorly done violent femmes going on. Tiffany sang. That was great.
Hey, I missed that.
Oh, dude, you're an idiot. It was good.
Well, I was busy. We were open for the last garage sale.
Oh, were you actually working? Is that the excuse you're going to use? That's terrible. Anyway, on the Tuesday of that week, we're going to have this show, but I guess I'll probably do it from the warehouse.
Yeah.
I'll have all the garage sale now. And then the Thursday, Freddie and Owen will do it from their place. And maybe it'll probably just be a garage sale theme. And then Naoto's Friday will be a garage sale theme.
Yeah.
And I think the Monday before, so the 10th, May 10th, we're actually going to do the second episode of Sharp Knives Rock.
Yeah.
And if I had a banner to put up of that, I would.
Well, here, I think we got something. We got something. Here, we'll just like take our, I think it's this one. That's our like overlay.
Or I'll just make one.
Yeah, just you got a piece of cardboard there? That's how we do it around here. Oh, you're making one on the computer.
May 10. What's the date on that? May 10, and then it's
3 p.m. Mountain Time.
Mountain Time. Oh, look at how mountain's spelt. Oh, look how it's spelt now. There we go. So we have the Sharp Knives Rock the show every second Monday of the month. Next one is May 10. That's going to be a garage sale preview one, but we're going to have another. I've challenged Owen and Jeevan to make another funny film. And I think we're going to have another challenge, just a challengey challenge again, like the sharpening one. And I think we should have a challenge, and I kind of think we should make somebody drink sharpening water.
You know, you're gonna have to shell out to get all these kidney stones dealt with.
Well, you know, I wasn't going to drink it if I lost. I was just going to put it in my mouth and spit it on the floor. I know how to mop. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
But did you see Mike? He drank the sharpening water coffee. Then he had a second mouthful of it.
Yeah. Mika is asking us if that's safe, and I don't believe it is.
No, I think it's a very bad idea. I don't think it's safe at all, actually. So don't do it. Just because Mike did it, don't make you think that's a really good idea. It's a bad idea.
Yeah. You know what? It's one of those things like if Mike did it, you should seriously question whether or not you should also do it.
Yes. Yeah, Mike is a bit like Johnny Knoxville or something.
Yeah. Although
Steve-o.
It seems to be me who does the dumb stuff, like trying to break pumpkins with their head or taking bites out of onions.
Oh yeah, true. Maybe you both just watched too much Jackass when you were growing up.
Yeah, probably. Any amount is probably too much. But we've got, what else do we have here? Oh, apparently they're gonna so on Sharpening Night in Canada, they're gonna just go for how to sharpen pocket knives again. So
I got a new pocket knife.
Oh, do you? I got one too.
I got a new pocket knife.
Yeah. Which one'd you get? Oh, is that the same one I got? That's the same one I got, except I got the stainless one. Look at that.
I got the black on black. Did we get the same knives?
We got the same knife again.
That's crazy. I love this knife. I just got this today. This is my new thing.
Isn't it cool?
It was on Tiffany's desk. It was missing a part. It didn't have the little loop on the back. It's got the clip, but it was supposed to have the loop too.
Okay. Yeah.
And it didn't have that part, so she's waiting for the part, so I just stole it. Look at this lock here. So this is the lock. You just pull the lock down.
I know.
You just
It's
kinda
fun.
pull it.
I've never had like I've never had like a flicky pocket knife before. It's not really my thing, but like you can like.
I can't flick it today. Somebody's asked me if I can flick it. It seems I can't today. I got to practice.
I've been practicing
because I can flick my other knives. It's just this one. This one's stiff though, right? And
it'll break in a little bit.
The nipple's also just in the wrong spot for me a little bit, but that's okay.
You know what I realized though? Was that so I'm left-handed and I can't do it with my right or with my left hand because I'm so used because pocket clips, they always put the pocket clips on the right side.
No,
so
that's not a thing.
It is a thing. So I'm so used to my pocket knife in my right hand. So TJ's got a question here about some Kurosaki. Kevin, what is your opinion on Kurosaki? I don't even know how to say who. I'm gonna put it.
The Rainbow Damascus ones.
The Rainbow Damascus.
My opinion is they look rad, and we've got some coming in for the garage sale. So there you go. That's my opinion.
That's a good opinion. I get behind that.
They look rad, and I got some coming in. So there you go. If you want more of an opinion, TJ, let me know exactly what kind of things you want to know about. Because my opinion is they look rad, and I like them. Yeah. Hey, look, we've got the wrong caption up here.
I just put it up. I put it up when you were talking about Sharp Knives Rock. And then I realized
up there. But we're not supposed to have that. We're supposed to have this.
Oh, okay, it's better now.
Oh, whoa.
We almost died.
I didn't want to get more hate mail.
You know what? I just blocked him, eh? You can do that. In your emails, you just block them. Chris Hermitage, you just don't want to hear from him, you just block him.
I've done that on my mobile phone now.
Yeah.
I just keep practicing. I can flick my knife open. This is a true fact.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Do you want to see? I got this email during the week from a fella named Aaron Buckley, and he's in New Jersey.
My God. Yeah.
But listen to the email he sent me as well. Because I think a lot of people, this is going to resonate with a lot of people. Hi, Chris. I'd like to show off my modest but growing Japanese knife collection. Feel free to use the attached in an upcoming Japanese Knife 101. I'm a passionate home cook, fellow knife nerd, and no one in my circle appreciates my fondness for Japanese knives. They all think I'm crazy, and to be fair, they're not entirely wrong. I hope all is well up north in Ottawa. Thanks for entertaining me. I like that he called it modest because
I don't think there's anything modest at all about that.
No, I think it's quite serious.
Yeah.
To be honest, he's got some heavy hitters there.
He does. He's got a tank. Do you have a tank?
Yeah.
Chris?
I don't have a tank.
Why not? You could have one.
I can't get one. I could have had one. Yeah. See, that's the thing, is that when they first came out and nobody knew anything about them, there was one that sat in my. So it was like the first round, and there was like what, 7 of them?
There was 8.
I think
there was
8 total. 8. So my store had 3 of them, and it was that same summer when Shiba, Niketa, and Kato all came to Ottawa. There was 3 of them in the store, and I sold 2 of them when we had that big party. 2 people snatched them up. There was one guy, his name's Mike. He comes in quite a bit. And the other guy, I can picture his face, but I can't remember his name. But then the third one sat in the store for 7 days. And I said, if that's still here on payday, I'm going to buy it. And wouldn't you know it, someone went and bought it. And I've never had one in my store since. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years.
Yeah, you know what happens with them now, Chris. When they arrive, as soon as Tiffany unpacks the box, Tiffany or Brenda, as soon as they unpack the box, they put in the computer that it's back in stock, and then the computer sends all the emails out to people that want to buy it. Right, and there's about 300 people on the waiting list. Yeah. Whit sends the emails out, and then they just buy them. Like Tiffany and Brenda don't even put them on a shelf anymore. They just unpack them and just put them on the side of the desk. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So Don says, yeah, my girlfriend thinks I have too many knives in my collection. And then Fighting Usyk responds with, just tell her that your knives think you have too many girlfriends in your collection.
Oh, that'll work.
Now you can, yeah, I don't know. That sounds like the kind of thing I would say, but I'm divorced, so.
Yeah, maybe we should find out how many girlfriends Fighting Usyk has.
Yeah.
Because it might be less than one.
But he does get the gold star for funny comment.
Can we take this picture and put it as our background, do you think?
I don't know how to do that, but I can try. You want to use that?
Yeah, why not? It's a good one.
Yeah, sure.
Listen, Trevor S., a couple of questions. I'm ready to take the Denka plunge. I'm in Ottawa Tuesday. Chris, do you have a 165 Santoku? And a slicer. Fujimoto 270 or Mortaka 240? Oh, what's the thoughts? You know what? Both those are great. Pick the one there we go. Nice. Pick the one that you think feels best and looks best. That's for the slicer, that is. Fujimoto, especially that hammer tone, or a Mortaka, they're both very different knives. They both have a very different feel, but just grab them, feel them both when you're there, because you can't quite do that. Well, we could do it at the counter, can't we, Chris?
We're not supposed to.
Oh,
If bylaw sees that, I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
Okay, well then we shouldn't do that. We don't want to break the rules.
No.
I actually
send me an email, Trevor, and I'll help you. I'll help walk you through it.
Well, Trevor, I'll tell you what. I think the Fujimoto are wicked slicers because I really like the shape and I really like using them. I think the Mortaka will stay sharp longer, and I love their slicers. But it's the tip that's on those Fujimoto hammer tones. Excuse me. Oh, the tip on the Fujimoto hammer tones I think is beautiful. I think it's a really beautiful, elegant shape of a knife.
This knife's made out of rubber.
Oh, God, have you been drinking again?
That's the best answer to that question, eh? Just like a witch cackle. Have you been drinking again?
So Mike drank that coffee made with the sharpening water, and Lana, my buddy Lana in London, not on the run, she said, iron, minerals, what could go wrong? You're exactly right, Lana. It's the healthiest water. It's the healthiest water I can think of.
I have Lana's knives. Do you want to look at Lana's knives?
Oh, yeah, let's look at Lana's knives. I know what Lana has.
Yeah. So she's got two here, and she says, if I remember correctly, next time she's around, she needs you to sharpen up take care of the Santoku for her.
I can do that.
Needs a tune-up, but she says the Nikiri is her favorite.
Yeah, that's a Fujiwara Nishiji Nikiri, but it's the little one. It's like the 150.
Like the 150. Yeah, we haven't seen those in a while, eh?
Yeah, I think the last time we had them was when she got that, and that is the Masakagi Kiri Santoku. I think that's a cute little set, and I think they're great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, someone was just asking. Damon asked, would it be safe to say that there are people on the tank list who will never get one? Or does he plan on making tanks forever?
Well, he's going to make them forever, but there's 300 people on the waiting list, and he only delivers us between 8 was the most we've ever gotten a month, and 0 is the least we've ever gotten a month. So if we do the math, and thinking that people will keep adding to lists, it's unending. They will never make enough tanks to supply the list, and that's that. And that's the way it is.
I think that's the game they're playing over there. You know.
And Don Penny about that or some different thing says, "Oh dang,
oh dang." Fighting Usyk says he's been married for 33 years and it's been a long time since he's had a girlfriend. Well, congratulations, Usyk. For the record, Usyk, I've been alive for 35 years. So you've been married almost as long as I've been alive.
I'm disgusted by your age. And
I like to throw that out sometimes.
Why are you so old?
I don't know.
You're like the oldest 35-year-old. You're the oldest millennial I know.
I know. I'm the grumpiest. Rice Baller wants to know when the garage sale is. That, my friend, is going to be, I'm going to find our little thing so you can see it. It is the 17th to the 24th
I beat you.
of May.
I put up first.
And then I turned it off. We did it again. Okay, I'll stop. You're in charge of the captions then.
I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Or
So-
nothing.
Or nothing. Yeah, that's why
It all depends how you look at it.
all of the enthusiasm in that. Yeah, that's what that meant. So yeah, it'll be it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see what's coming in, and I'm excited to see what we put together for the next Sharp Knives Rock for it.
What do you mean?
Well, I want to see the next show. I was part of the show, but the part that everyone missed out was my reaction to the videos the first time we've seen them. Was that like that Hassenpfeffer video and the sharpening the sharpening stadium with Naoto as the chairman? That was the first time I saw those, and I just about died when I watched Naoto bite that pepper.
I think you had water shoot out your nose.
I did. Now and then with the Hassenpfeffer, I was so confused. Like I didn't laugh a bit. I was just like, I was kind of afraid, to be honest. So, oh yeah, that killed me. Oh, here we got some good. Usyk is asking, how do you make purchases during the garage sale? The website is going to be the easiest way, especially because I believe you're down in the States, Usyk. Just, you know what? It'll launch at, it's probably going to be 10 a.m. Mountain Time, Kevin. Is that right for the website?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll launch at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And then it's kind of just first come, first serve. The best advice that I can muster for someone looking to buy stuff during the garage sale.
It's important to know as well that all, or at least most of them, will be on the website starting kind of 10 days before the start of it.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see them. You can't buy them because we won't flick the switch yet, but you'll be able to see them.
Yeah.
So that's important to know. Actually, no, I don't know when it starts. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ellie will tell us.
Yeah, we'll get the Usyk. There will be a whole section on the website, garage sale. You'll be able to preview a lot of the photos and whatnot leading up to the sale. And as you get to when the sale kicks off, if there's a knife that you're after and you know that it's one of, AJ just used the term unicorn, so I'm going to stick with that. If you know that it's one of the unicorns, buy it and shoot for the one you want the most, and then go back for other stuff.
Well, go and pay for it first, because the first person that pays for it gets it, right?
Yeah.
So throw in your cart and go pay. And then come back and get the next one and go pay. And just play that game. Just leave a note that says, I'm placing multiple orders. Please put them together.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a problem. A lot of people do that. Like, we probably get 20 or 30 people do that on the first day. And we just group them all together. So we'll take care of you. Just make sure you leave a note, right? Yeah. But that's the big thing. Like, if it's a one of a kind and you know you want it, press go, buy it.
Yeah.
Because that's how the computer system works. They're like the first money owns it. So there you go. AJ, what are the unicorns in your knife collections? Here, I've got two behind me here because I brought knives for show and tell. But
I brought knives too.
I brought really weird ones, Chris.
I did too.
Oh, this one's dirty. Oh, it's really dirty. I can't show you that. Here, look at this. Damascus Tojiro DP with a weird handle.
I've never seen that knife before.
It's a prototype. You won't see it. It's terrible.
What is that? Like micarta? What is that handle?
It's micarta, but it's carved. Like, they've carved all these little divots into it, and they've got these really terrible rivets.
Huh.
So it's just something they were trying to do. Just trying to check stuff out. There you go. So that's kind of weird. So that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
That is. I think there's one of these in there. Well, there might be two. They might have made two handles. It's made out of rubber.
Oh, just like my Moritaka.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, that makes it kind of unicornish.
Yeah. I brought in something completely different for a unicorn because I figured everyone was going to have all kinds of knives. So I brought in this axe.
We got matching axes.
Yeah. It sounds like you and I have similar tastes in a lot of things.
Yep.
You know?
Which reminds
So
me
I brought in
that new Nick Cave album is so good.
Oh yeah. I brought in two things that weren't knives, but I use a lot. And are both
I don't
pretty
have
special.
one of those.
Yeah, so I've got this is a Kamasuri made by Iwasaki-san. I've had it for a couple of years now, but it's the this is the sharp. I don't care what anyone else has to say about knives or anything else like that. This is the sharpest thing I own, without a doubt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's like, I'm comparing that to the Denka. I'm comparing that to like the Hap 40 Mugen. I'm comparing that to my Kagura stuff, my Kotetsus. This is the sharpest thing I own.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't have, if I thought about it, I could, but I can just, with this, I could just take the beard right off, not even feel it.
It's insane.
Like it's crazy how sharp these are. So
Micah says, where do we send our collections? And the answer is
you could email it to me,
right there.
Chris@knifewear.com.
Chris@knifewear.com. That is who you send nice things to. You send pictures of your knives, that sort of thing. That Chris, this Chris with a K at knifewear.com. Send him complaints, please.
Yeah.
Send him complaints just about everything. Just say, I don't like the show. Those guys, they were mean to you. We don't want to watch again, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Because even if we didn't get your knife picture up today, because we're getting kind of close to the end here, I keep them and I just fire them up. Whenever we got time, I like to throw those up every week. It's not just a show and tell week. I didn't know that Tarek was going to have so many awesome things to talk about. So
yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. Usyk, you're a good man. I like you.
Usyk's just mocking us. 34 people watching, but only 18 like it. The rest.
Well, that's because we keep telling them to dislike and unsubscribe.
Right.
That means they're just listening.
That's probably important to talk about.
Yeah.
Please dislike and unsubscribe. If we get 30 likes, we have to make the show again. Yeah. So if you don't like what you're watching because it's upset you and it's disgusting, just dislike it and unsubscribe, and you'll never have to hear from us again.
Not just once.
In case you're curious about that.
Yeah.
Also, here, this is a good question. You can answer this one. You were there.
I was there, yeah. So, and I hope I get it right because I am really not that smart. Oh, shit. One of the understanding that I have is, as far as like Fujiwara and kind of getting more out of the steel,
well, I think the word you have to use first is craftsmanship.
Yes. Yeah, he just knows what he's doing, right? Like you could give Don Penny a brisket.
Yeah.
And you can give me a brisket.
Yeah.
And the one that Penny makes is going to be leaps and bounds ahead of the one I make. And that's just because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? He's got the practice, but the same thing goes with knife makers, right?
Well, Don Penny, I hear, uses his microwave cooking for one cookbook recipe for the brisket.
Isn't that the saddest cover of a book you've ever seen?
Microwave cooking for one.
Yeah. So, but craftsmanship is the big thing, right? It's life experience. It's like attention to detail. It's being very selective of your materials. It's all of that. And he's also trying to get that number, right? He's trying to make the steel that hard. A lot of people don't try to make the steels that hard because, as a lot of us would know, is the harder you make the harder the steel, the sharper the knife is going to get, the longer it's going to stay sharp, but it can be more brittle. Fujiwara wants to make the sharpest knife ever. And if you chip it, that's your fault. You know? Would you agree with that, Kevin?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
That's fine. I'm obviously right.
I was drifting. But
Well,
basically, when he hammers knives, he starts with a thicker piece of steel, much thicker than anybody else, and then hammers it more, and that makes the steel tougher and harder. It takes more forging effect, and he told me it pushes the molecules closer together, makes the steel denser. He might be right. I don't know. He knows something.
Yeah.
He knows something. But his white carbon steel knives feel like blue knives, and his blue knives feel like
nothing else.
magic.
Yeah.
They feel like magic.
Charminators asking about Musashi's knives. Not all of his knives. So this is another one of mine. Not all of them are polished on the spine. He's Usyk. Man, I'm on Team Usyk. But yeah,
polished on the spine, so nicely polished and choil polish.
it just depends on them. You know, the Shiro shoe line has got that really nice polish. His single bevel knives that he made have got that super nice polish. Those are made with Shirogami. You know, he had those. We still have a few of the mirrored SLD knives as well.
Oh, look at, I got my dirty knife here too. What have I done? God, I put these knives away dirty, Chris. What was I thinking? Do you want to see my most unicorn knife though?
Yeah.
It's a VG5 knife. It's a VG5 knife. It is made by Anrisan.
Okay.
Came with a custom pink handle.
Okay.
And it says,
Hello, Kevin.
"Hello, Kevin." Like Hello Kitty, but Hello, Kevin.
Oh, that's nice.
Shibata-san and Anrisan got together to make me a Hello Kevin knife.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that funny? It's my Hello Kevin knife. There you go. It's my Hello Kitty knife. There you go. There, that is the biggest unicorn I have, AJ. There's one of these in the world. And there'll never
it's
be
yours.
another. There will never be another. And no, it's not for sale.
No, well, I think he wants that one. Oh, we've got a bunch of more
Actual questions from Intelligence.
Yeah, we got some good ones here. Adam Yarbo, our buddy Adam, any insight into Naniwa traditional stones? Saw them on another site. They're less expensive than pros or supers. So, yeah, the Naniwa traditional stones.
Yeah, they have. Well, I'll tell you what. They're less expensive because they're not quite as hard, and they have less abrasive percentage in them. So they have more binder and less percentage abrasive. They just don't cut steel as fast. They're basically, Naniwa has priced all of their products with the idea that what you pay for is what you get. So all their prices are, if they're inexpensive, they're not as good. If they're more expensive, they're better. And that is true for their entire catalog. Is very much based on performance.
And I find I would say that it is blindingly obvious if you use one beside the other.
Oh, yeah. So we buy the ones we think are awesome.
Yeah.
We have any Hap 40 Mugens for the garage sale? I'm going to go up the door and ask. The only way we're going to have a Mugen is if we have any left.
I don't think there's any Hap 40 Mugens left. I think
I have one. I know there's one on Ellie's desk right now, but I'm going to show you. It's maybe not what you want. I'll be right back.
Okay. Charminator, to go back to the Musashi conversation you and I were having, they're not all super rounded off like that. I find they are very comfortable knife, like that Kuro shoe that I have. Like there's no sharp edges in the choil or anything, but they're not as polished as those Shirogami ones that you're talking about, or the Shiro shoe. You can still feel a bit of the Kurochi in the choil and on the spine. And then Kevin mentioned a little while ago that Moritaku was going to be sending some new Aogami Super knives in the Ishime finish. If so, which knife shapes are we expecting and when? So we should have those for the garage sale, which is going to go from May 17th to the 24th. And I would expect a wide variety of shapes. We usually get a little bit of everything: Nikiri, Santokus, Gyuto, Tsujis, Hanasukis, Petties. Quite a bit is going to show up for that. There's usually quite a bit. We got Andrew about Takeshi Saji knives online. Thoughts on the Saji VG10 Rainbow Damascus Wa Bunka. I haven't seen that knife in person. I've seen other knives very, very similar to it. Saji makes a great knife. He's been working. He's one of the guys out of Takavu, been working with VG10 for a really long time. So it's going to be a top-notch thing. And that Rainbow Damascus is something that was developed for him through, I think, Kevin will know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was developed by Takafu Specialty Steels, and they made it for Saji-san, and it's got a super wicked look. It's like steel with copper and brass, I think, and that gives it that kind of rainbowy look to it. They're incredible. I would we'll have pictures up on soon enough. There's always new stuff coming in, so there's always going to be a few knives up there that don't have pictures, but I would strongly recommend a knife by Saji for sure.
I would always recommend a knife by Saji.
Yeah.
Do you want to see? I don't have any Hap 40 Mugans. Don't exist anymore.
Okay.
They're gone. They don't make them anymore. Life
Lost
is
to the sands of time.
Lost the sands of time. That'd be a unicorn knife. I've got a Mugen AS in my hand here.
Yeah. What do you got?
It's a Nikiri. It's going to make it to the garage sale.
Let me see it. Oh no.
Look at that.
I pity the person who's got to fix that. That's going to take a little while.
Yeah, but somebody sent this back to us and was just angry. I bought this cleaver online and it doesn't work. The first time I cut a chicken with it, it rusted and it broke. You know, like it's hard, right? Because we try to explain these things as best we can, right?
Yeah.
Some people go and buy a super expensive meat cleaver, is what they called it. And then
Yeah.
chip it, and then they tell us the knife's faulty. They're like, it chipped and it rusted. We're like, fuck, no kidding.
Yeah.
For the record, guys, this is a vegetable knife. It's really, really thin blade, and it's for chopping through vegetables.
Yeah.
And it's going to rust because the steel is Aogami Super Carbon steel. So it can rust. So don't let it rust. And then don't chip it like that. Don't be angry at us because you chipped your knife. But we took it back because we don't like to argue with these people sometimes. So it was a bit disappointing that. So that one will be hitting the garage sale at a super cheap price, but totally fixed up and not so tall.
And a little shorter. Be perfect for my mom. Will we have any Hap 40?
I'm trying to get some Hap 40s from Yaoji and from
Does it start with a G?
Gihei. Thank you.
Nice. I remember we had a single bevel 210 Gyuto from Yaoji a couple years ago in garage sale, and that knife was so beautiful. The only reason I don't have it is because I'm wrong-handed, but I would have bought it. I loved everything about that knife. I even thought about, well, maybe if I learned to use the other hand. So Kevin, everyone's piping up here telling me about other knives they saw in Rainbow Damascus, because I said that was a steel made for Saji.
It was. Other people are using it now, but Saji was the first. And Saji worked with Takafu Steel to make it. Yeah. And Hinura uses it now, and Kurosaki uses it now, and other people. Yeah. But it was that was made for Saji.
Yeah. Do you have Nikiri eating mice? Iggy says Naoto can fix it.
Yeah, he will.
Oh, we talked about this a little bit.
Naoto's
Maybe you've got information I don't have.
Yeah, we're gonna have. I've ordered. I don't know how they're going. I've ordered AS, Ishime finished Hanasukis and Nikiri's for the garage sale.
We usually have quite a bit of Moritaka stuff at the.
But they won't be Ishime if they're Algami Super. But I've ordered Nikiri's and Hanasukis, and I think I ordered 20 of each for the garage sale.
Cool.
It doesn't mean we'll get 20 of each.
No, but it's
But
imagine if you did. Imagine if you did. AJ, yes. AJ wants to show me their new 180 Sakai Bunka. Yeah, you just have to wait until the store's open and come and see me. I'd be happy to take a look. That sounds like a lot of fun. We had those knives in my store for like 4 minutes. It was nuts.
Hey, do you want to see I got something.
Yeah, I want to see something.
Find stuff on Naoto's desk.
Oh, that's a good place to look. John, first question, is that a Tinker Tank behind Kevin? It is. Second question, gimme it. Well, you didn't say please, and I'm not there. Although there was a great video that that we made where Kevin was very excited to have just gotten his new tank, and then Mike stole it and then used it to make a video. So Kevin hasn't even really had a chance to play with it very much. Although he did chop up an onion yesterday on our other show. So, Mika, that's a good question. What's a Tinker Tank for? It's intended to be like, I would use that knife as a really, like, it's a humongous Santoku. It's got a little bit of a belly to it. It's going to rock a little bit, but you would almost use it like a big cleaver or whatnot. Like, I would use that knife for me, like big onions, things like cabbage, lots of chopping. If you're going to do, because I find a heavier knife, if you're doing some chopping, it's just going to fall through the food on its own. You don't need to push too hard. Oh, Admiral Longstash has a really good question.
I doubt it.
No, it's a good one.
I doubt it. He's just a pain in my butt.
How do the Ishime Super or Aogami Super and Aogami number 2 differ from the regular Karochi finish knives? What does the Ishime add to like that Tsuchime finish?
The Ishime finish is a second, like an additional forging process. It's an additional cold forging. Now, cold forging means it's too hot to hold still, but it's not like red hot. And they do that to pound that Ishime finish into the blade. And Mortaka-san was telling me that there's 2 huge advantages to those knives over the standard knives that they with the flat Karochi. One, the extra forging actually makes the steel harder and tougher. And this goes back to Fujiwara as well, because he starts with thicker pieces, so he hammers it more and it makes it harder and tougher. So Mortaka-san said the Aogami 2 with the Ishime finish performs a bit closer to Aogami Super, so it stays sharp longer than normal Aogami 2 because it had that extra cold forging process. The second thing is their knives are really thin and they can bend easily. You can bend the blade quite easily with their knives, but he said the extra forging has made it tougher. So they're more rigid and they stay sharp longer. So there you go. That's why I like the Ishime finish. They make it just for us, which is awfully nice. And that's my big thing. That's why I like it. Does that answer the question?
I think that's exactly the right answer. I think that's exactly it. Oh, AJ sent me something.
Did we look at this one? Blacksmiths make a distinction between double bevel and single bevel Kurisuki, like they do call them something different. No, sometimes they'll say instead of a double bevel Kurisuki, sometimes they'll call it a K-tip Uto. But
Yeah.
generally, they'll just say Karatsuki, and you have to know what you're buying. So buy from people
Yeah.
that you can ask questions, right? Call us up and ask us what you want, or send us an email. We'll take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good. It's always good to buy from somebody you trust and somebody that's helpful.
Yeah. I had a very difficult time when we went to Japan. I think it was it the second time we went when we
Who's
went
asking
to
about
Kapabashi?
Mike's knife? What Mike's knife did you show?
Oh, that was the I think that was he's referring to the Nikiri with the chips in it.
Mike always makes those stupid videos.
Yeah,
Like
he
shit.
likes wrecking stuff. So I'm thinking, Kevin, we're at 2 hours and 5 minutes. I think I'm going to have to save some of these pictures for next week.
Oh, yeah, probably. John May, I'm just looking at your questions here. I think you probably discussed this. Your second question isn't really a question.
No.
But this one's for sale, $800.
Ooh.
I shouldn't have said that, so I probably why. You can't buy this one, but I can get no. I can't even get one.
No, you just shush, Kevin. You're just going to dig a hole.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. You know what?
What's the Tinker Tank for? For being awesome. I've used it for
this
everything.
knife?
Oh, sorry. Charminators upset that I cut you off.
I don't even know. Charminator, I don't even know what my stories are half the time.
Finish it, man.
What was my story? Like, I really can't remember. I'm not being silly. What was I talking about? I was gonna ask Kevin if you recognize this knife.
Well, I recognized it years ago when it was taller.
Yeah.
But if you look, that's a properly sharpened knife forever. Like if you sharpen your knife properly,
yeah,
it'll do that.
Yeah.
You can have that for a long time. So now you've got the coolest slicer.
Yeah, I know. I've got this little 240 slicer.
Tell us
It
about
goes
that.
with the what?
Tell us about that knife.
Oh yeah, well that's my Moritaka Ishime 240. I bought this knife. So we were talking before about Tarek being the first. This is the one, Iggy. So this is the knife I bought the day that the Knifewear in Ottawa opened. So I came in here. I had my. Oh, would have only been 2 or 3. Had my daughter on my hip, and we came knife shopping. And I just walked down the line. Right, that's what we call the cases. Right, I just walked down. And I just stopped, and I said, I don't know. Like, I feel like I was being like a pain in the ass to somebody when I remember it. But I said, oh, I want that one. And they said, oh, cool. I'll get you some other, let me show you some stuff. I'm like, no. I just want that one. And they said, well, don't you care how much it costs? I said, I don't give a shit. I got a company credit card today. You know, I was like, I don't care. I didn't like, I just committed to it. I was fully prepared to explain it to my business partners after the fact. Like, sorry guys, you guys buy wine all the time. Why can't I buy a knife? Turns out that we sold wine. So technically that knife belongs to Union, a restaurant here in Ottawa, but I took it. And if Ivan wants it back, he can come fight me for it.
Ivan's half your size. I don't think he will.
No. And I think he likes me.
I think Ivan needs people on his side. Ivan runs his mouth more than I do.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. Made for an interesting day at work. So, but yeah, that's my Moritaka Shiratsuke. I would say that, like, for the longest time, Moritaka Hamono they're still in my top 5. My top 5 knife makers. But that was because those are the ones I had first, right? So I bought that knife. I have a Deba. I have that big Sujihiki. The Deba took a spill one day. That was the first time I think you and I had a real conversation.
Yeah, I brought you Deba.
Yeah. I think you brought me the Deba back.
I did.
I brought it into the store the day I bought that knife. I brought that Deba with me. Left it with you guys. And you hadn't bought like the belt sander or any of that stuff yet. So it took a few days and you brought it back to me at the restaurant. And you came straight into the kitchen, as you do, and you'd grab my copy of Nose to Tail Eating off the bookshelf and brought it with you. And we had a conversation about St. John.
Yeah.
And then I think I had ribs on the smoker that day. And I brought you guys, because you came in with Heather and maybe JP. There was a couple Knifewearigans. And we actually talked to JP the other day. He's doing quite well.
Oh, good.
He comes in from time to time. We sharpen his knives for him.
Good.
Yeah, it was the first time. It was like it was the first time I was able to just take ribs off the smoker when they were finished and give them to someone. Like, it was a first for me. I was very happy with that moment.
Oh, I remember that they were as good as Don Penny's brisket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Don Penny actually uses unicorn brisket. That's one of the big difference.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds like some Harry Potter shit.
Are they unicorns in Harry Potter?
I think they killed one. Yeah. My kids were reading it a little while ago. I read it when it first came out. That book came out when I was in like grade 8. The first one. Yeah.
That book came out when I was an adult and I never read them. Nice calendar, Chris.
Thank you. You know who gave me this calendar? The Japanese embassy sends me an Ikebana calendar every year.
That's nice.
It is nice. You know why? Because I'm a nice person and they like me because I'm polite.
To them.
You know what? That's what I told Alex earlier today. Life's a game. You got to learn how to play it. Be nice to the embassy, you get calendars.
I should try that.
I could spot you a calendar. I got more than one.
Do you?
Yeah.
I actually usually get one from the consulate here in town, but it's a food one.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And it's pretty good. Yeah. Though I didn't see one this year.
Oh.
I wonder if I got on their naughty list.
Oh. See you, James.
Bye, James.
Have a good evening. James
All right,
is in Los Angeles.
Chris, we've got announcements. Here we go. I'll press the buttons. You make the announcements.
You got it. So Japanese Knife 101, that's what you're watching today, is Knifewear's weekly Ask Me Anything. And it occurs every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 3 p.m. for me here in Ottawa. And that would be, noon if you lived in Vancouver.
Also, it only lasts 1 hour because Chris Armitage tells us if it goes over an hour, we're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So,
you know what, Kevin? I just had a thought when you said that. What does Chris Armitage know about doing a Japanese Knife 101? He's done like 2. We've done so many.
And one time they just laughed at him and everybody called him new guy.
Yeah. So what's he know? Why is he giving advice?
Keep going. Announcements.
You could follow us on Instagram at Knifewear. Knifewear.com is where you'd find the bulk of the information. That's our website.
You can buy knives there.
You can buy knives there too.
And sharpening things. And
yeah.
Dislike and unsubscribe.
Dislike and unsubscribe.
If we get 30 likes, we have to do the show again.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's good reason to dislike and unsubscribe.
Yep. Every Friday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, Naoto's Nerd Power Hour happens. You can follow Naoto on Instagram for at NaotoKW, which he does some pretty crazy shit on there. Sharpening
food and massive repairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Naoto's a really good cook. Yeah. And then we've got Sharpening Night in Canada with Francis and Owen. This week, they are doing pocket knives because I think they had some technical difficulty last week that I was blamed for somehow. But that's going to be at 7:15 Mountain Time. And Francis has got his own little kind of sharpening cult building, and that's called and you can follow him on Instagram at Frantastic Sharpening. And then the famed Knifewear garage sale, first one of this year. So there's always 2. There's a spring one and a fall one. So the spring one It's happening on May 17th and going through the May long weekend, finishing up on Monday, the 24th. So usually garage sale is a week, but we are sticking an extra day on it. So that's where you're going to see all kinds of fun stuff. You're going to see one of a kinds, some prototypes. There's a little bit of scratch and dent with a discount, but it's all about the really weird and cool stuff.
It's just it's not usual stock for us. Unusual stock, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's one of a kind or a blacksmith that we don't normally carry, or something we bought for a really good deal.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever it is.
And then we have a new kind of creative outlet, which we're calling Sharp Knives Rock. It's like a TV show, whereas today is all about discussion back and forth, asking lots of questions. Sharp Knives Rock is our like real life show. It's like the really good version of this.
If this was good.
Well, that's why I said really good.
Well, Naoto's there to keep us on track, which is nice.
Yeah. Naoto's very responsible. And then after Sharp Knives Rock, which is going to be at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on May the 10th, 15 minutes after it finishes, we're doing call it our after show. It's the Dish Pit. So that's the Ask Me Anything as related to the show.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. We had a blast yesterday. I don't know much about Switzerland, but I hear that their flag is a big plus.
It's funnier every time you say it. At first, I didn't like that joke of yours when you told it, but I think I'm getting used to it.
You know what? I went along with it just now, but I will not let you say that that's my joke. Won't allow it.
Well, you probably read it in a book. You probably didn't write the joke.
No, I think I just heard someone say it a million times.
It's probably Tiffany.
Tiffany is, bad jokes. Old bad joke Tiffany. That's what we call her. And I think Ellipses had one of the had a really good point there too. It was a comment you forgot to put up. Yeah.
So Voog says every day is the same day. Who needs a calendar? That's a bit yeah. Who's had enough of this pandemic? I have.
Yeah.
Had enough of it. But hey, listen, hooray for science.
Science is pulling ahead.
Stopped in 100 years ago, the Spanish flu stopped because everybody got it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people died. Does he go on the show? I don't know who he is.
Oh, Armitage. I think we're just shit talking Armitage.
Oh, well, he's just a dick. Remember to send your complaints to Chris Armitage. Thank you, Lipsis.
Yep. Here, let's finish off with Admiral Longsash has a pretty good question there.
That one?
Yeah.
Is there a specific knife shape, not steel, that's a specialty to a certain blacksmith? Well, yes.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
And
Evan, that's not the answer anyone wanted.
would they prefer no?
They would prefer no. I could tell, like, Admiral, I would say that if you want a Fujiwara Denka, you should buy a 210 Gyuto. If you want a Takeda, you should buy a 240 or a 270 Gyuto.
100%. If you want a Moritaka,
yeah, you should get the
Onasuki or Nikiri.
Yeah.
I think.
I think if you were going for like a Kotetsu,
Get the
I'm a huge fan. Oh, I was going to say the Tsujihiki.
Yeah. And if you want a Fujimoto, get the Tsujihiki. Such a graceful Tsujihiki shape. They're Fujimotos.
Yeah. And, I would say like Saji, you usually want a bigger knife, like 210, 240.
Oh, 270. And his slicers are epic.
Yeah. Yeah. A Saji slicer is up at the top. Kurosaki, you can do. John May says Shibata does the battleship, which is very unique.
Yeah, that's the 195, right?
Yeah, that's the one you had said. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I made a read on that. There we go.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think it's something
Kurosaki,
like kind of weird.
Kyukos, especially big ones.
Yeah.
Mizaki. Mike's got that really tall Santoku. Loves it.
Oh yeah, those are cool. Those are really cool. Obviously, Honora is going to be, you get yourself whatever river jump you can find.
Yeah, there's a one. I told you the river jumps. We're getting a Santoku, a 150 and a 130 petty.
Cool. You know what I like about his petties too?
Can I tell you something? That 130 is calling my name.
You don't have a river jump, do you?
I don't. And that 130 is calling my name. The last 130 I had in my hand was brilliant.
They're a little bit taller too, right? Like just a hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like a tall petty.
You want to see something?
Yeah.
This is something that's coming.
I'm trying to figure out if I know what it is.
Fujimoto.
Oh, look at that.
New Fujimoto line. And this is the prototype in the hand here. It's a white carbon steel Kurochi finish. So like probably the most traditional of Japanese knives.
Mm-hmm.
Really modern white oak handle, burnt.
Yeah.
These are coming in. The price is not crazy at all. Like kind of similar to Mizu price.
Oh, get out.
Similar to Musashi Mizu price. Like I think this one's like 120 or something. This Santoku. I think this knife is a winner. This is going to be such a great line.
Yeah.
They're thin. They've got quite a taper from the handle up to the tip. They're thin. They're light. I tried to bend it. It didn't bend. I've tried to dent it. It didn't dent. Like, I don't know. I think this is going to be a great knife. Cuts awesome. Easy to keep sharp. And looks rad.
Yeah.
So I'm very
cool.
interested.
That's way like to see it is even cooler than it had been described to me.
Yeah. You can see the texture on the blade too. And you can still see the hammer marks in the right light.
Mm-hmm.
Smoothed all the hammer marks out. So it's quite a rustic blade. I'm a sucker for these. And the price, again, not crazy. Mizaki Santokus. I think I got one in this room.
The tall ones?
Well, I'm going to see if it is.
And then Charminator is asking, what are coreless knives? Probably just like a single piece of steel. Like we were talking about the... that guy, Samuel, asked about the Ninox knives earlier, where you've got one piece of steel that's heat treated. Not a Hanyaki.
You're not exactly right. You get one piece of Damascus steel.
Oh, is that what it is? I've never seen one. I'll wait for Kevin to come back. He can explain it properly. You know what? Let's pop up a picture if I got time. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Usyk, but I might be wrong. I've been wrong about things before. That's okay. Here, let's look at... Oh, Tarek, while you guys were... He sent me this earlier. He snapped a photo of all of his knives that he had shown us. So he has some nice ones in there. With some crazy cleavers, like he was saying. But I knew that about Tarek. He's all about the crazy cleavers. But he's got a Takeda there. He's got that Tsunehisa, a few Tojiros. Tojiro DPs are not something to sneeze at, Like they're a great blade. Especially if you know you're going to be putting it through his paces. And that knife that Kevin just had, Charminator, was the new Fujimoto line. It's going to be a Shirogami with a Kurochi finish and a burnt oak handle. It looks way cooler than I had imagined when I was given that description before. I'm pretty stoked on it. I thought it was going to be burnt oak, like the whole handle, not just a little bit. So, I don't know where Kevin's gone. He's just abandoned us.
I was looking for the Makoto Coreless.
Oh, okay.
But there's not. They're not in the garage. They're not here yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got Makoto Coreless Damascus. And,
Okay.
What it is just it's VG10 and VG5 steels layered up together.
Okay.
So when you sharpen it, the edge gets microscopically wavy. So it really has a lot of.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be neat to see. I've never seen anything like that.
They're beautiful. Like when you see one, you're gonna go, "Oh man, that's nice."
Yeah, I've heard the term thrown around, but it's a little bit like I don't know if it's a newer term or if it's. Like,
it's a new steel that Takafu Specialty made.
Okay.
It might be about 10 years old now, and it looks cool. There's mixed reviews.
Okay.
There's certainly mixed reviews about how well it works.
Okay.
But, there you go. What was that knife Kevin just had now?
That was the Fujimoto. I just kind of gave him another description there.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. And then John and Damon have been talking quite a bit about Kotetsu knives. John's got his eye on a Kotetsu Type 3 210 to use in addition to his 180 R2 Bunka. See, I'm very much of a, like, because they're kind of talking about length of knives. I'm very much like a 240 is what I'm all about. I do have a 210 Kuma that I use a fair bit. I have a 210 Kotetsu as well, but I use my 240s more than anything.
Yeah, that's kind of my default size too.
Yeah. But I think, Kevin, I think we should maybe round it up.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So every Tuesday, you got Japanese Knife 101. Thursdays, you've got Sharpening Night in Canada. On Fridays, you got Naoto's Nerd Hour. And then we got our new show, Sharp Knives Rock, coming out the second Monday of every month. Next one up is going to be May 10th, just in time for the garage sale. So if I didn't get your photos up today, sorry, but I will get it up there in the next week. I have saved them all. So I'll pop them up as we go.
Sorry, don't forget to dislike and unsubscribe.
Yeah, you have to do that. That's important to us.
Yeah, because we're not at 30 yet, which means we don't have to do it next week. So there you go.
Nice. All right.
Chris.
I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye now.